I wanna talk about a book, my book. It's available, you can get it now. Now let's go to a little higher and safer grounds and I'll talk more about this book. This book, it's a book about my and my wife's Una's first 10 years of nomadic lifestyle. It's a book about the period between 2013 and 2023, tens of countries, hundreds of experiences, many fun experiences, many miserable experiences. It's a book that starts in 2013 with our very first long-term trip when we went to India, and when our plan was to cycle all around the country, only to realize that our plan was impossible. Just a day or two before going to India, we looked on the map. What is the distances in India? How long would it take for us to cycle all the way around India? We realized that it's way too much, and in the end ended up doing only half of it. We cycled from Delhi to the north of India, then down to the very south, and finished in Chennai. This is where the story starts. This is where this book starts. There are a few stories from that period of our lives, from these 5 months that we spent in India with no travel experience, with no experience in cycling, with no experience in camping, with no experience in Asia, with no experience, and on a super low budget. This is how the book starts, and this is how our nomadic life started, with an epic adventure in India. It's so windy, so better maybe let's go down to the little less safe areas. I hope there is no shit on the ground. So India, it didn't stop there, and it has never stopped, because for these past 12 years, at this moment it's 12 years, we have been traveling. The goal of my book, to inspire you, to show you how much is possible if you just do it, if you just go after your dreams. You can achieve a lot, you can experience a lot, you can get into lots of interesting situations, and some shitty ones as well. And the third is to show you that this kind of lifestyle, it's way more achievable, doable than you may be thinking. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to have a fancy digital nomad job to do this. In this book, I explore how we have been doing this, what mishaps, what shitty situations, how we ended up, what cool experiences we have had along the way. And also in this video, in the second part of this video, I'm gonna be talking a little bit more about the money part. It's not that hard, it's way more doable than most people think. Yes, this is going to be a two-part video. The first part is where I talk about the book, and in the second part I'm gonna be sharing three lessons learned from these 12 years of digital nomad lifestyle, traveling to tens of countries a year sometimes. Two of these tips are gonna be about digital nomad part, about the remote work, and the third is gonna be about travel and finances, about how to make it happen financially. But about the book, it took me 2 years to write this book, and I started with a plan. My goal was to make it as super simple as possible, so more people can read it, so more people can get through it, so more people can get inspired as a result. The book consists of 53 stories. is less than 300 pages, so most of these stories is a separate chapter, mostly 4, maximum 6 pages long. You will laugh, you will learn new things about this kind of lifestyle, about the behind the scenes of digital nomad life. You will get inspired, you will learn new things. I'm sure you're gonna be shocked at some point, because it's not as fancy and as cool as it may look from the outside, as the media may try to portray that, or influencers may try to portray that when they are selling you some course. In short, it's a very relatable and real story of 2 people who just a year before embarking on that epic journey to India went on their very first trip abroad. Yes, it was us. It was me and Una in 2012 going to the airport in the morning, going to the information counter and saying, "Good morning, it's our first time here. We have flights to Italy. What are the next steps? Where should we go now?" Yes, it was us in 2012 with zero experience, but this urge to go and try and see for ourselves what travel is like. We had seen other people traveling a little bit, some people. These were times when low-cost airlines started selling super cheap flights in Europe. So we had seen a bit of other people doing this thing called travel. We went on that trip, fell in love with travel, and just a year later found a way to make our big and epic travel adventure happen. We left Latvia with a bit over $1,000 each. You can do it too. And now it's time for 3 tips, 3 things that I learned. Look at this view. On the camera it looks okay from what I see, but it's actually very hazy. And if you also would like to have more days like this, I completely understand that this is not for everyone, but then if you would also like to have your working days like this, when you have the freedom to go and climb that mountain, if you want to go and climb that mountain today, not sit in front of your computer and work. If you would like to be a digital nomad or just do remote work for the company where you are working, or maybe finding a new job that's remote and offers you this flexibility to go travel and not be in one country, one place, one city, one apartment, one office. So 3 tips. First, let's talk about the travel part, about the part which is, I think, more relevant to more people. If you... Okay, I thought I saw a snake. No. If you just want to travel more, or if you want to work remotely and travel, remember, this is not super expensive. This should not be super expensive. You can make it at almost any budget. Travel can be done at almost any budget. There are tens of thousands of foreigners at this moment in Thailand. And let me tell you this, these are not super rich people. These are not people spending tons of money. By far, most of these people, they spend about the same as much money as you are spending at home. It's just that they are here in Thailand because they like to be in Thailand. And they have found out that it works better for them. They like being here more. They like having this, I don't know, having this mountain here as their backyard, then go out for a walk to this mountain it's as simple as they have made that decision to change places, spend time in different countries. If you're from America or from the Western Europe, there's a high chance that by far most of these people, these foreigners here in Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Bali, Indonesia, there's a high chance that these people, they are spending like half of what you are spending back home, or maybe 1/3, or maybe 1/10 of what you are spending back home, and maybe even for a better life. It's possible because cost of living in different places, it varies, and you can find a place that fits your budget better, place that gives you more for the same money, or where you can live on less, or 1/2 of what you are used to, 1/3 of what you are used to. There are countless of opportunities. And when it comes to travel, again, there are many options at all price points. For example, what we realized super soon in our journey is, back then we really wanted to be abroad. No matter where we are, what we do, we just wanted to be in a different country, do different things, see different places, experience different experiences. And back then we found this thing called work exchange, where you do some work in exchange for a place to stay, and in exchange for some food and maybe some extra benefits. It may not work for you, it will not work for everyone, but that's just another example, one of the examples that you can find opportunities. In the book I talk about one time when we really wanted to be away from Latvia, really wanted to be away from the cold of Europe, and we went to Canary Islands, Spain, a place that many dream about, a place that many visit only on short. I'm kind of suspicious of these monkeys. A place that many visit only on short visit, only maybe once in their lives, but we went there for I think 4 or 5 months, spending a total of around $200 total for 4 months, for living in an epic place, impressive place, super beautiful, natural beauty. There are all kinds of opportunities if you want and if you look for them. Travel. How to make travel cheaper. Travel when it's cheaper. Travel to where it's cheaper. Plan more, be more flexible, adapt your travel preferences to make it happen. Lots of things can be done if you look for ways to do it instead of just complaining that I'm suspicious of these monkeys. Yeah, you can complain if you want, but you can also look for ways to make things happen. Now in the times when you can just go on Google and find thousands of like-minded people and exchange tips, it's way easier than it was in 2013, 14, 15. In 2013 we were cycling across India and had Wi-Fi once. Imagine having Wi-Fi once in 5 months. I know it sounds strange. It sounds strange also to me. It sounds like I'm talking about some prehistorical times, but yes, in 2013, 2014 it was kind of different experience to travel and look for opportunities. It was harder, but we did it. We did it nevertheless. That's the traveling part. You can do it cheaper. And nomading part, you can find a place that works for you, and you don't have to be super rich or have a fancy digital nomad job. You don't have to be a company owner earning 6, 7, 8 figures to just make it happen. There are opportunities for all price levels. That's the travel money part, nomading is possible. Now the second thing, my camera keeps switching off because of the heat. Don't come to Thailand if you don't like heat. We are approaching the beautiful viewpoint. Viewpoint is there. And now I'm gonna talk about the switching from working in one place to working remotely, or working on your own, which is the hardest part, which is not for everyone, I think. I'm still not sure if it's for me, even though we have been working for ourselves for 10 years. I still find it super challenging. I still don't feel like I'm the kind of I don't feel like I'm the business person. The most important thing about this move from working in one place to working remotely, doing traveling at the same time, you will have to find your way. There is no one secret recipe that works for everyone. You will have to find what works the best for you. This applies to finding what kind of traveling works the best for you. Can you travel every week, every month, or maybe you can travel only every 3 or 6 months, or maybe just change countries only once a year? You will have to find your way, what works for you. If you don't look for that way, there's a chance that you will give up. You will try, you will be super excited being in a new place, exploring new things, doing new cool things, making friends, and will forget about the work, or you will start performing worse. It may happen. It's something you should be aware of. It's traveling. Another super important thing in our experience is routine. Finding your way how to work. Finding if you need to do the work first and then go have fun, or you do the other way around. You will have to find your routine. For the longest time we thought that we are not morning people. Now, however, after 2022, I hate the feeling after waking up later than 7:30. I feel like I have fucked up the day. Even though before I thought like I'm not the morning person, I can't do this all waking up at 5 or 6. I can't. It's not my thing. Turned out And again, for the 15th time my camera turned off. Yeah, for the longest time I thought I can't wake up early, this is not my thing, but turns out that this is my thing. I just have to go sleep at proper time and have enough hours for sleep, and then it works magically. Turned out that I am a morning person, the person that feels the best when they start a day early. Another thing to take into account when it comes to working remotely, working while being in a beautiful place, maybe place you love, maybe a place you are thinking you may love, because sometimes you end up also in places that you think are gonna be cool. This is something I talk about also in the book, but you end up and go to that place and see that it's not your place. It sucks completely. It's also possible. So yeah, but you can also be in a place that you really like but still feel miserable. It is possible, because you see, travel, being in a foreign country, being in a foreign place does not solve your problems. You have to take that into account. For me personally, just being in a country that I really like being in Thailand or Japan, South Korea, it does make me feel better, and it does make me find solutions to some problems easier, but it's not for everyone. It's 100% not for everyone, because being in this new different environment, especially at first, like now after 12 plus years, I feel more at home in Thailand than I feel in Latvia. So for me it's different. But when you are just starting out, you have to remember that being in a foreign country, no matter how much you like it, is still gonna feel like it's a foreign place. And when you have problems, work problems, relationship problems, health problems, and you also have to do things like everyday things, find, I don't know, the right grocery, or find the gym, find the food that you like, when you don't know the cuisine that well, it may make things only worse as well. Travel does not solve your problems. You have to solve the problems yourself. Travel can make this also harder. For some it may make it simpler. That's also a fact, but for many it's not easy to be in a foreign country and get through some personal life challenges. The third, learning. Half jokingly, half seriously, you have to have Wi-Fi. To do the work thing, to work remotely, you have to have Wi-Fi. To be a digital nomad, you have to have Wi-Fi. You can be a nomad walking around with your camels in, I don't know, Mauritania, or with your goats in Pakistan, but to be a digital nomad, you have to have that internet connection. Yeah, even though the things have improved a lot in the past decade, you still shouldn't be looking at it too lightly. You will need a good internet to work, a stable internet to work. You don't want to end up in situations like we have ended up, when you have to go to that corner of that room or go to that McDonald's 5 kilometers away to get internet. There are a couple of situations that I talk about in the book. It's miserable to try to be a digital nomad, to try to do remote work without stable internet connection. I'm going on a run down the mountain. I thought I'll combine those two, me recording this video and going on a daily run. See you soon. Still from Thailand. See ya.